Okay, this is our last performance for this evening. This is Big Band 1. We're going to start with a tune called Calluses, which was written by John Clayton. John is an great American saxophonist, composer, arranger, and has spent a lot of time down at Generations in Jazz at the James Morrison Academy as a guest clinician and composer and arranger down there. So he actually wrote this piece. This is, as I said, called Calluses, and this is the set piece for Generations in Jazz Division 2. And we've spent probably most of last term and a little bit of this term on this piece. It's not an easy piece to play, but we're at a stage now where we think we're ready to record it. But anyway, we'll have a go. This will feature Hugh on tenor saxophone, Andrew on trumpet, and a little bit of work on drums by Ethan, of course, who you may have picked up, played piano in the jazz ensemble, so very talented young fellow. So this is Calluses by Andrew Clayton and Big Band 1. Thank you. You probably heard how technically difficult that piece was, and it was a real challenge for us, and we're sort of getting really close to, as I said, being able to record it. So we're going to play. So part of the Generations format is that you have to do a set piece, which you just heard. You have to do a ballad, and then you can do an own choice. And we've got a number of own choice pieces which we haven't decided on yet, but we have decided on our ballad. And this is a piece called Downtime, which is written by Paul Clark, an Australian composer, and will feature once again Andrew on trumpet, Will on tenor saxophone, and Archie on piano.
Oh, did he? Oh, did he?
Thank you very much. Well done to the soloists again. When you're sort of growing up and trying to get inspired by the instrument that you're on, it's always good to listen to the best players in the world. And one of the things I did when I was a kid was fell in love with the flugelhorn because of Chuck Mangione. Some of you may remember Chuck Mangione. I mean, he was a great flugelhorn player, but he had this great piece called Feel So Good, and every trumpet player wanted to play it, but particularly on flugelhorn, so everyone went out and bought flugelhorns. So we're playing this piece by Chuck Mangione. It was arranged by Victor Lopez. Joe on trumpet, and Archie, you're going to start this one off. And it will feature solos by Hugh again. Is that right, Hugh? Yes, Hugh and Shaylin. So Hugh on tenor and Shaylin. And just a little confession. Tonight we've got here and set everything up, or this afternoon, and we worked out that unfortunately our piano sustain pedal isn't working. And it caused a fair bit of concern. We tried to fiddle with a few wires and things, and it still isn't working, so I'm not a piano player, so I just said to these guys, just hold the keys down for a bit longer, and that'll do. Unfortunately, this piece relies a lot on sustained notes right at the start, so even though the piano pedal's warmed up, it's still not working. So Archie's going to do his best. It's a little duet with Archie and Joe. And if there's some short notes rather than some sustained work, it's not Archie's fault. Thank you. So we as Big Band 1, some of the students in here are doing this for their assessment, so Stage 2 music. So because it's a subject, we're allowed to start a little bit earlier, which is why we've got one more piece for you, if you don't mind. But before we do that, I'd just like to say a few thank yous. Firstly to Lachlan on sound. Thanks very much, Lachlan. Fantastic. To the Governor High Marsh Hotel, are always so welcoming and very happy to have us. And it's a great venue. I mean, obviously one of Adelaide's premium venues, but to the Gov and all the staff, thank you very much to the Gov. To Donna and Leanne on the door, and Donna for all the ticket sales, to all the staff involved this evening, which has been fantastic. And even though Chris is away, there's a lot of people that jumped up and said, I can help, including Jess, Jane Edwards, Karen Wandle, and a few other people, which has been really, really good. And Kelly, of course, who has been here helping tonight and also doing most of Chris's teaching. So thanks to all the staff that have been involved. I'd like to thank you all for coming along. It's lovely to have this support. It's great to play in front of a live audience. We've really missed it. And I think I've missed it just as much as these guys, but it's fantastic to have that support. So hopefully we can do a little bit more at school this year. But thank you for coming along. And finally, I'd like to say big thanks and how proud I am of all the students that performed tonight. And in very little time, they've produced a concert that I think has been really enjoyable. And some of their particularly the vocal stuff with the close harmony stuff is very difficult, and all the big bands for all their work. So could you please join me in thanking the students? I just want to also thank Alex for sitting in Big Band 1 as well. We've got our trombone 4, Hannah's away. So it's great to have people like, Alex mentioned Tom Voss, but Tom and Alex are outstanding musicians, both been involved in the Wangaratta Jazz Festival that you have to audition to get in, and part of the top 10 trombonists in Australia to do that under a certain age. So well done to Alex. Josh Chenoweth. Josh is an old scholar. He wasn't the best at school, but he was a fabulous trumpeter, and so he went to LA for 2 years and studied. He's come back and finished his degree at Adelaide Uni. And believe it or not, he's actually here doing prac teaching at Westminster at the moment. But he teaches all of our trumpets, or a lot of our trumpets, and really inspires. And so you can hear the trumpets in Big Band 3, 2 and 1. A lot of them that he teaches. So big thanks to Josh. You guys. I was talking about you and Tom and Josh. We've got 3 old scholars now that work at the school, and you can go anywhere in Adelaide and see these guys perform at a highly professional level. It's fantastic, and being able to do that, going out and performing, and then bringing back that experience to our kids is fantastic. So we're very lucky to have such quality instrumental teachers, and a big thanks to Jordan, John and Paul as well. Because they too are professional musicians that go out and play and do some teaching during the week. So we're very, very lucky. We're going to finish with a tune called Carnival del Sol. It's something we do every now and then. It's just a little Latin number. And this is going to feature our band leader, Ethan, on drums. You can't do a gig without a drum solo. So Carnival del Sol. Thanks everyone, have a good night, and thank you very much for coming along.